Welcome to the Comp01 tutorial. The Comp01 is an auto makeup gain compressor. Like all compressors, it decreases the dynamic range of an audio signal. In simple terms, this means that louder sounds become softer and/or softer sounds become louder. To understand how the Comp01 works, we'll have a look at the different knobs. Let's start with the threshold knob. This knob determines at what level the compressor kicks in. Any level below the threshold won't trigger the compressor and therefore is unaltered by the compressor. Turning the knob to the left will lower the threshold, so the compressor will work on lower audio levels. Turning the knob to the right will raise the threshold, so the compressor will only affect the loudest signals. To the left of the threshold knob is the ratio knob. The ratio determines the amount of gain reduction applied. When set to 2:1, any signal above the threshold will be reduced by a factor of 2. So if a signal exceeds the threshold by 2 dB, it will be reduced to 1 dB above the threshold. Like all devices from Reason 1.0, its range is indicated by MIDI values 0 to 127. These values correspond to real-life ratios of 1:1 up to 16:1. A ratio of 1:1 means the compressor won't affect the sound. A ratio of 16:1 will make the compressor act as a limiter. As you can hear, the drum loop sounds louder overall, and as we increased the threshold, the perceived volume dropped. But it was, however, still louder than with the compressor set to bypass. For a hard compressed sound, you can set the threshold lower and/or the ratio higher. For more gentle compression, you set the threshold high and the ratio low. To the right of the threshold knob is the attack knob. The attack determines how fast the compressor kicks in once the threshold is reached. The higher the attack, the longer it takes for the compressor to reduce the gain. This means more of the initial attack of a sound is passed through unaffected. A low attack will mean you'll have more control of the level of the initial attack of a sound. The knob most right is the release knob. The release determines how long it takes for the compressor to stop compressing after the signal falls below the threshold. A longer release will mean a more natural sound. But if the release is too long, the compressor may still be working by the time a new sound triggers the threshold. The Comp01 also has a hidden feature, the auto makeup gain. The auto makeup gain compensates for the reduction in level by compressing the audio signal. This raises the level of the outputted signal automatically. The gain meter shows the overall reduction or increase in level measured in dB. This is the combined level change of both the compression and the auto makeup gain. It gives you an overall indication of how much the audio signal has changed in level. On the rear side of the Comp01, you can see it can function both as a mono effect device as well as a stereo effect device. When used on stereo signals, it works as two linked mono channels. This means the compressor will kick in as soon as either the left or the right channel exceeds the threshold. That's it. That's the end of the tutorial. Now it's time for you to experiment with the Comp01 on your tracks and devices and discover how it will work for you.